you know, which worked.
Maybe it's because we're looking at punk rock in like a
Historical
perspective.
sense. Yeah.
It felt like it had more of a purpose and more
Oh, for sure.
structure.
Yeah, it was politically driven.
Yeah.
Well,
This is
political
just
or-
random as fuck.
yeah.
Maybe we're not seeing
This
it yet.
is not politically
No,
driven.
because if you
this is emotionally driven.
well, emotional, but also
To be
it's sort of
honest-
like I don't really see a philosophy behind it. Like
No,
what are they?
there's
Because
none.
you look at all these punk bands from before, and you're like, okay, these guys were, I don't know, you get treated like shit at work, or like the wages in the 80s in London or whatever.
No,
some
there's a
real stuff where
Queen.
you're like, this
They
is
don't
yeah.
like
There's
that.
like a Queen. There's like we don't want to include a certain kind of people here or there, and then people get angry, and they're like, okay, this is not cool. I'm gonna go against it. But we don't know what they're angry at.
I
I
feel
think they're
like it's
just
a
angry.
rebellion against like
Rebellion,
old
it's-
rappers sometimes.
Oh, but
That could
definitely,
be-
definitely,
really-
definitely,
That could be a
good
part.
definitely.
Because do you know how they all talk about these older rappers?
Oh, they don't give a fuck.
I mean, I feel
Like,
like they
okay.
have no respect.
No, they don't. Especially Lil Yachty is very vocal about that.
XXXTentacion,
Yeah.
as talented as he is, he's got a body of work of about 5 tracks,
Yeah.
and he's already saying like, "Oh, don't never compare me to Tupac. I'm more talented than him, better than him." And
Yeah.
bro.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
but
they also-
you've released 5
Yeah,
things.
but like Tentacion is an example of, and Lil Uzi
But they
Vert
also Yachty
are-
too. Yachty's been
and
very
Yachty
vocal.
also
very-
like they
Yachty's
are
been very
examples
vocal
of
about that.
these emo rappers, punk rappers that are really rooted in emotional stuff, like their emotions, bringing that out and going for the more darker emotions and making sense in that way. But
Yeah.
these newer guys, they are just random as
You have a
fuck.
bunch of, one of them
Yeah.
recently died. That was a
Um,
big.
Oh,
Lil
the one who
Peep.
popped
Lil
pills?
Peep, Lil Peep.
Yeah, yeah,
that was
that
sad,
was a
man.
whole thing on
He was
the
like
internet. He passed
20.
away.
Yeah.
That's really
He was
sad.
saying
you know?
that he's in that same group of like these
Yeah,
people
it's
online.
the
that are
face
doing this,
tattoos
yeah.
and the grills.
But
and the-
he was also more in the vein of Tentacion. Like
Yeah.
his songs were emotional, were punk, but also that you felt like you hear that it was really from a certain place. It was not just random
yeah.
anger or
That's-
random sadness. Like it
Yeah.
was pointed at something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I can relate more to his music or Tentacion. Like you hear it and you're like, okay, I know what he's. Like, you can relate it to like an actual.
Well, they say
feeling
that
of
they're the outcasts and they're making music for the outcasts. I think back,
That's a very
if
good
you look
point.
at older rappers, they were always making music for like, if you listen to this, you're cool. You're part of that clique. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
The gang thing or whatever.
That
And now it's like we're making music for everyone that's not that.
Yeah, but
That's what
then
they're
if you
trying to-
make music for everyone who's not that, then everybody becomes that. You know,
yeah.
because they sort of.
What
But
about
that's
the
the same with the
popular,
hipster culture,
Yeah.
right? Isn't it? Like, hey,
Are
we're
we-
going back to.
We're going to
No, seriously though.
attack it.
No, really.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
just
that
gonna-
has-
yeah.
for sure. It's
But
true.
this has always been the discussion, the thing. You
The
don't like this
mainstream.
guy,
Yeah.
but
Which
Childish
guy? Why do you always
Childish
have to-
Gambino.
Oh my
What does he
Jesus!
have to
Every
do with
episode.
this?
No,
What
please,
does he
go
have to
ahead.
do with it?
you need to like him.
No, no,
You'll get
Open
there.
your heart.
You'll get there.
Don't
You'll get
touch
there.
me on camera.
Well, you know what, man?
Tell me about this guy.
We
No, but-
we never let Jeff explain.
No,
Let him
please,
explain.
please,
Yeah.
'cause
About
I
this
don't
guy.
actually know
I
what you
would-
think about it,
but-
so I'd like to.
Like,
The-
I
the
mean, about
reason
this
why I bring him
Childish
up-
Gambino thing, yeah.
The reason why I bring him up is because
I know
Artists
what-
like
I know what
him-
he's gonna say. That's why.
artists like him always keep saying this shit. They keep saying like, we're making music for these people that are underserved.
But my
and that kind of stuff.
problem with him is that he doesn't really do that.
He doesn't really represent the.
Yeah.
Other people really do
he
that.
does
He
it in a
doesn't,
fake
and then
way.
he says that he does.
But-
and
So
that's
your
the
problem
But
is
that's
the
why I'm bringing
authenticity.
him up. Like, I agree with that. Like, he says he's doing it for those people. He's not doing it. Like, that's what the thing. That's what I
He's
mean.
doing
with-
it for some kid whose mom is an interior designer.
Yeah, no, but I had the same.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
that's-
You
Yeah.
have the
Doesn't
same with the
count.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Presley,
That doesn't.
You know.
Macklemore does kind of the
Yeah.
same
Oh
thing.
God, don't even start
Like,
with that one.
all of
Macklemore,
these-
man.
Yeah, man.
Shit,
What does he
man.
do?
No, but I see. I don't know.
He's also one of those guys that says he's making music for these underserved groups, but basically not doing it for them. It's more just
well,
random.
because you can
popular
actually
shit.
Yeah.
monetize exclusion that way. You're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, shout out to all my. It was like Avril Lavigne when she came out with her stuff. I could never relate to it, but she was actively trying to be like punk and like, for a certain kind of girl. But if you don't, it's not authentic. I think sometimes, and that's the thing that bothers me.
She had a lot of dudes as fans
I mean, it
too.
was more like I could.
It's funny.
Yeah, I mean, she is super
You
cool
were- I had
still,
a
but I
friend
could
who had
never relate to her.
'Cause-
Like it didn't. Her music never spoke to me, And I get the same
Right.
with like Gambino or something. Like I respect what he does because he
Why?
Yes. I mean, like he's just whatever he's doing his thing, but it's more like I can't
He's
relate
making
to it because it
decent
doesn't.
music.
Hey, you guys want to watch the new trailer for Atlanta? It's out.
We can watch it in a second. Let's continue this.
I
I
mean,
don't want to watch more videos anymore. I'm
Okay,
sick
but
and
you're
tired
losing
of this video thing
Losing
now.
thread.
Oh,
But,
okay.
But like it,
But this, I don't
Later.
know where this is going. See, that's my
Yeah.
question. Is like, but I think it shows.
Well, it has no structure. There's no.
Yeah, but I think it shows how a lot of
Raise the
people are
mic a
feeling
little
now.
bit up.
These kids,
Well,
they
alright,
come
like
up and
this.
then they're about to
Yeah.
go to.
Okay.
They
Bring
just
it
get
close.
famous.
Closer?
They just get
Is this
famous,
better?
and then they're already
Yeah.
about to go
Cause
to
that one's
jail.
soft.
yeah.
It doesn't.